Good morning, Sue. How are you?
I am great, Nancy. Good morning to you as well.
Good morning. And welcome to our listeners, our audience. It was so fun to meet Ruth in person last week when I was in Minneapolis visiting Westminster Presbyterian Church. I introduced myself, and Ruth came up to me afterwards and said, "Oh, I watch your sermons online, and I join you and, Sue's kind of conversations, about the sermon." And it was just so delightful to meet somebody who's engaging in these conversations with us, Sue. Help us understand kind of how we get tripped up into focusing on how things are done, not if we're doing the right thing.
Yeah, I think we all have comfort levels, and we all like routine to a degree. There's always, that group that says, I love change, and a lot of people actually do, but a lot of us also like a little bit of routine in our lives. We like to know, for example, when we show up at worship on Sunday mornings, we love the different worship services that are unique and not like every other Sunday. But we also like that same routine of every other Sunday, that we know what's going to happen after the welcome. We know what's going to happen after the prayer. We know what's going to happen after the sermon. So there's a bit of constancy or consistency in our lives. And we need that. We need that partially before we're able to really value what's different. Because if everything's different every day, then that in itself loses its uniqueness and its specialness. So I think the form of things is something that is necessary in our lives, and it's a comfort level. The challenge becomes when the form becomes more important than what it was intended to make possible, or what it was supposed to mean there. And a good example is, I'll use an old joke from churches. It's like, so the women of the church are making a dinner downstairs, and they're having a pot roast there, and they always cut the pot roast in half and put it on two different pans. That's how they do it. We've always done it that way. And a new person, finally asked, "Well, why do you always cut the pot roast in half and put it on two different plates and trays?" And, well, we've always done it that way. Well, why have you always done it that way? And you go back and you find out that what happened was that originally there was a much smaller oven in the church, and the full pot roast didn't fit. And so they had to cut it in half to put it on two different trays. So there's a, kind of a fun example of how we have become addicted to the form of something, and we've forgotten the meaning behind it. It's like, what was it supposed to be doing? It was going to enabling us to cook the full pot roast that way.
But I just love that you're bringing the attention through your message today to, catch ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
When are we just doing things because we haven't really taken time to think about it and the impact it has on others?
Yeah. It's that whole stop, pause, pay attention.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, Sue, as always, I love our time together. For our audience, please join us live stream for the sermon at 9 a.m. Central Time.
10 a.m. Central.
Thank you for that. 10 a.m. Central Time. And, comment, bring us your questions, bring other people along in these conversations. We welcome everyone here.
Yeah, we post these both on our podcast and our YouTube channel, but we also post these on Facebook. And so that's a great place to put comments, or on the YouTube, under the YouTube video, you could put comments there. And yeah, we'll pay attention. We'll respond. We'll continue the conversation.
All questions are welcome.
All questions, yes.
Thank you, Sue. And thank you to those who joined us.
Okay. Thanks for joining us at First Presbyterian Church, where faith is nurtured, curiosity encouraged, diversity welcomed, and all are loved. Find out more about us at fpclincoln.org.